place but Alpha 106.5 FM. And I'm your own boy, Babson. In the studio with me here, I have a young man who just arrived from Lagos. This is a guy that has been doing very well in the music industry. Please step up to the mic and introduce yourself.
Beautiful ladies, call me Oskar Jaziri, aka the boy with the magic swag, and I'm here live and direct in the city of Onitsha, Alpha 106.5 FM.
It is no magic, you have heard him. His name is Oskar Jaziri, a Nigerian artist who is doing very well in the music industry, and he's here for you and for me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Oskar. Oskar, let me start by asking you, who is Oskar? Introduce yourself.
I'm a very down-to-earth person. I'm a very creative young man. I love good music. All I do is music, and everything about me is music.
Let us know you very well. Where is Oskar from? Who is Oskar? Tell us.
Okay. My real name is Nkulobechiku Phillips, but my friend calls me Oskar Jaziri, and that happens to be my stage name. I was born and bred in Lagos, Nigeria, but I hail from Delta State.
Which part of Delta State?
Izioni.
Izioni
is under Okwani local government.
Okwani local government. Okwani local. You heard that. Anyway, let us go down memory lane to your music. How did you start music?
Well, I would say everything started like play. First, it was the passion, because I came from a musically inclined family. My dad loves music. My mom loved music. Even my siblings, they loved music. But I decided to go professionally at a very tender age of about 10. Professionally, I started music in the year 2005. And from 2005 down to this very moment, I would say it's a worthwhile journey.
It's a very worthwhile journey. Now let's tell us. Let's look at the kind of music that you do. You know, in Nigeria, if you ask me, hip hop music and pop Afro music has taken over the industry, and we have so many other genres that are doing very well. We have reggae, we have raga, so many of them. Which one is your genre? Where is your specialty in those genres we mentioned?
Okay. Thank you for the question. I'm into Afro music. What I mean Afro hip hop is the kind of music that, you know, the normal hip hop, which is the trendy music for younger people, and then the Afro, which is the African kind of music. So I tend to infuse the African originality into my music. I sing different kind of music genre, like, you know, rhythm and blues, because that was where I actually started. I started with R&B, then I debated a bit. So rap music, because I used to rap. Then I just decided to, okay, let me make myself more versatile. Let me give people, you know, because I have different fan base. My fan base cut across rappers, as in people that love rap music, yeah. People that love Afro music, even hip life. Because
hip life is kind of music that is being played in Ghana. It's their own version of hip hop.
Yes, that is their own version of hip hop.
Hip life.
I recorded my first single, I think, then in Ghana, and people tend to love it. So I love that kind of music. So I sing their kind of hip life, then I sing the rhythm and blues music too.
Yeah, talking about Ghana, what brought you to Nigeria? It seems you have a very large fan base in Ghana. Then why did you decide to come back to Nigeria?
I wouldn't say I'm based in Ghana. I travel a lot. I started traveling at a very tender age of about 14.
Wow.
So I travel frequently. So these things tend to influence my kind of music, because I meet different people from different backgrounds. So I tend to learn from them. Just as when I stepped into the city of Onitsha, I started picking one or two things that I would definitely write about in my music.
Right.
Sing about it.
Right. That's very lovely. Now let's go to how you write your song. What inspires your songwriting? How does the inspiration come? What inspires you to write your songs?
Okay. My inspiration, I would say, comes from God, and then it comes from my creative mindset. I tend to look at what happens around me, try to build a kind of concept around my kind of music. When I'm building stories, like there was one time I did one song and people were like asking me, did this actually happen to you? I said no. Just as the
Tell us about the song. What is the song all about?
Okay, the song is I'm Sorry. You understand? I'm sorry from the title means probably you've done some wrong and you want to set things right. You want to make things right in a relationship. So what really helped me is that I watch Nigerian movies a lot. And you find an actor acting like a rich man in one particular movie, and that same actor, you will find him acting like a pastor
In another.
in another movie, probably an herbalist in another movie. So this thing tends to help you a lot as an artist. That okay, let me sing about love. So if I'm singing about love, you want people that is your fan to connect with that kind of music. So you will need to place yourself not just as a singer, but equally as a listener. So that way you will connect more with your fan base, and your fans will definitely love the song.
The I'm Sorry song you're talking about, is it right here in the studio with us? I would have loved our listener to listen to it right after this timeout.
Okay.
If it is here, but if it's not here,
It's
let's
not
just.
your right.
It's not right here, but we promise Oskar is going to send it back to us, and we're going to dish it for you live, and you're going to be hearing it first on this dial. Just stay
It's gonna
tuned.
be an exclusive one.
We promise you that. Let's move on. Let's move on with your music. You said you have so many books, just like some Nigerian artists. They tell us that what inspires me is whenever I smoke, that's when I get inspiration. Whenever I do this, well, that's when I go. It's good to be a clean artist. Now let's move on. Your relationship with other artists in Nigerian music industry. What kind of relationship do you have with some other artists?
Honestly, to be sincere, I'm very cordial with my colleagues because I see them as brothers. I see them as my elders. I learn from them, and they equally learn from me. There are some of them that I know personally, and there are some I even intend working with. Some I've worked with. I've worked with a couple of others like Pasuma, Batuanke, and the rest. But I'm looking forward to work with the likes of Two-Face, the likes of Tiwasabi, because I love their kind of music, and I want to connect, their brand with mine, so that I can move my career, my present musical career to a higher
level. I know the question that will be coming from you listeners out there is when are we going to hear his album? When is it? We would like to ask that question. But on behalf of those who are listening, on behalf of your new fan that you are building right here in the city of Onitsha and Nnobi, let me put it together, Anambra State. Let us talk about your music. Any project in the pipeline?
Yes, I'm currently working on my album. It's actually my debut album, and it will be released later in the year. I wouldn't want to announce the time we'll be releasing it, but hopefully before the year runs.
You can give us some infos, like okay. When we're secondary school, they call it Orange. Give us some info. Tell us who is gonna be on the album, who's gonna be producing, who's gonna be featuring on the album. Even if you are not giving us a date, precise date that the album will drop, because I know some of them listening now will want to know when are we going to buy it. Tell us, definitely. Give us some info.
We're gonna be having someone like Fino, because I love his kind of music.
Fino Fino.
Fino Fino. I love his kind of music, so I'll be working with him shortly. We'll be talking, we're trying to put finishing touches so that we can hit the studio. Then equally, I want to work with Olamide Badu. You understand? The CEO YVNN. I enjoy his brand of music. And Two-Face too. So hopefully I want to work with Two-Face.
Then what about, let's talk about the producers. Who are those producers that we're going to be seeing on the song?
Okay, you're going to have someone like J-Pro. J-Pro is very popular in Lagos.
I know.
And even in Port Harcourt. We're going to be having J-Pizzo. The guy that has produced Slide. Banana. You understand? We're going to be having a lot more. Someone like Femzi, Son of Nigeria, and a couple of others. Mr. Vosa will be coming all the way from Canada and we'll be working on that project. We've actually done 2. We still have 3 more.
Which is going to be a very, very huge project, if you ask me.
Very
For the fans who are listening, you have heard it from Oskar. It's going to be a big project. I know you can't wait to have this album. And all of you cannot wait to start buying, to start downloading, to start having this album. And of course, to see the face of the very handsome man we have in the studio. Now, still on that project, any video yet?
Yes, I've done one video. We recorded the video, or the video was shot rather, in South Africa. We then shooting another video, hopefully in 2 weeks' time, to be shot in Lagos. And we're trying to put finishing touches for the actual date.
Anyway, maybe you don't know why Oskar is in. He's in the tour of states. He's actually moving from one state to the other to familiarize with his fans. And recently, you were in Delta State, right?
Yes.
And now you are in Anambra State, which is a very, very good thing for us. Now let us go back to the music industry. We have talked about your album. You talked about you didn't tell us anything about the single. Which one is coming first? Is anyone out yet?
I recently dropped a new single, and it's titled "Bless You." Bless You. I've been enjoying massive airplay across the nation as I speak to you right now.
And you also get a chance to hear it first in Anambra, anywhere in Anambra State.
Yes.
Anywhere in the southeast on this dial, 106.5 FM. You get the chance to hear it first on this station. Now let's talk about the recent beef in Nigerian music industry, from the family beef with Davido and his baby mama, down to the recent one, the most recent one, also Davido with Cynthia Morgan. Then also the recent one, Wizkid, and of course Dami Crane. What do you think? What is your reaction? What is your opinion about this beef today, beef tomorrow in the Nigerian music?
I would say it's a two-way thing. You know, beef to some extent has its own advantage, and on the other hand, it has its own disadvantage. Advantage means you tend to have more publicity, people tend to know more about you. And on the other way around, you know, if it's not properly managed, then it will lead to something else. Because I've been, you know, there was this incident that happened, I don't want to mention the artist name, whereby we were in a club, and it ended up, you know, the two artists, they started fighting. You know, so I don't want to mention that name, but they're very popular, and the guys that if I mention that name, definitely you guys will know them. But let's leave that aside. Beef, to me, I like it because it means that you are doing good things. Because if you're doing something and somebody is trying to beef you, it means that probably you are doing something right. And that person, maybe he feels that, okay, he's better off than you. He's better, you understand? And you are trying to, well, if I can be equally recognized. So it means that if this person, I'm doing something and I'm not recognized, naturally you will feel sad, you will feel bad about it. But I think beef is welcome in the industry. It makes you to do things right. And it's also, it acts like kind of check and balance. You know, some people tend to control you. So you know that, okay, if I have this opponent, then automatically I want to do something more, much more better than my
than
so
your
we
rival.
don't see it as beef, we see it as
Okay, before you go,